Hi there, it's me, Suhe, and welcome to Suhe Speaks. And today we're going to be talking about Oppenheimer. Clearly, by my background, I'm already in the mood. Not the mood to blow anything out, but we're just talking about the atomic father who created the weapon that changed the world. So we're going to get diving into this movie topic. So before anything else, I'm going to address the elephant in the room. Can you hear the dialogue? Because the last two movies Christopher Nolan has directed, Tenet and Dunkirk, you couldn't really hear the dialogue that well, and that was a complaint for a lot of people. And let me just assure you, you could hear a lot of it this time. And I would say I understood over 90% of the dialogue of what's happening. Here and there I need to go back and watch it, but it's not something that that was important enough to be missed. It was like few words, but let's get it diving into it. This is a review on Oppenheimer. Make sure you like and subscribe.
This is a national emergency.
Detonator charged.
So this movie is about Oppenheimer, who this person was, how he came to be, what made him come to this thought process to create a weapon of mass destruction that killed thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of people. And everybody that was involved in this movie, especially the casting. Right off the bat, let's jump into the director and the writer, Christopher Nolan. This guy is a cinematic mastermind. The things he does with the camera is like magic. He keeps you guessing. There is this moment and scene, well, in the beginning of the movie, it's more so you're seeing different fragments and moments of Oppenheimer's life. It is done in 3 different portions, and it's very fast paced, so you gotta keep paying attention. It's dialogue after dialogue. It's very dialogue heavy, so if you're thinking you're just gonna see a nuke early in the beginning and it's gonna blow you off the seat, it's way more to that. And the build-up is so nicely done. The musical score, incredible. Right from the beginning, I was shaking in my seats. I saw this in IMAX, and it was such a good way done. I could hear everything clearly, and when the musical score dropped, it was haunting. It pulled you in. You're like, yo, this is something you're not supposed to take it lightly. This is a message. This is history revealing self, things you do not know, and it's showing you the way, the thought process in his life, the Oppenheimer's life. And he's this genius, prophesized, brilliant mind that everybody respects, everybody knows, and at the same time fears. And there's going to be the jealous aspect. There's a lot of things happening in this where it is completely about him and how he just changed the entire world, but at the same time how politics came into this, how people with evil eyes, greed, and him just trying to find the honest answer. And I think Cillian Murphy, I know he's gonna win awards. He's gonna be nominated for Oscar. First of all, Emily Blunt, fantastic. You are going to be nominated for Oscar. You were so good. So I'm going to come back to the moment of the mastermind that is Christopher Nolan. There's a scene in the first act where it is Oppenheimer is getting questioned, and he's sitting there, and there's a lady in the back, and you never focus on the lady. It's also because the movement, the frames are so fast paced, and you're like just so focused on the dialogue and making sure you don't miss it, that is just, you're focused on only the person in the dialogue, and this lady is there, and you see it in frames, you just see it in a blur until she is needed to be brought into attention. And it was Emily Blunt just sitting there, and the way he makes you feel like you're in such a wide space when they were trapped in a small room, and you see that throughout the movie, but he makes it such a focal point to making sure the people that are in the frame are the most important. Everything else doesn't matter. And every time Cillian Murphy was there, his eyes were telling everything he was feeling, the emotion, the pain, the grief, the intelligence, his playboyness, his intellect, his confidence, his cockiness, his regret. every single thing was brilliant, and you could see that oozing out of him. And I can understand why Nolan chose him. He resonate in Oppenheimer to whatever degree. The interaction he had with Einstein, the interaction he had with his fellow colleagues. Robert Downey Jr. was incredible. This guy, I forgot how good he could be. Aside from all the superhero stuff, aside from other things he has done, man, this guy can act his ass off. Everybody, Matt Damon was good. I don't think Matt Damon shined as much as the rest. But, yo, when the nuke happened, and that's the entire second-ish arc, late second, early third part of this, the act of this, the whole anxiety going towards the nuke and not creating this was well told. It took his time, and I can understand why it's 3 hours, because there's so much information being thrown. It's just so much more than just a nuke. It's about Oppenheimer. You got to understand him, the man, the brilliance, the pain, everything, what led to this and how it led to this. And the fact that Nolan did all this without any VFX, and he says it, zero VFX, zero CGI. Incredible, the visual effects that were in this. I mean, I don't know how he did that. There was like molecules and atoms and things just exploding, and every time Cillian Murphy was like thinking about this, you could feel the rhythm, the world shaking. It was so well done, and I was just like, man, Nolan is having fun right now. I think this was one of the projects where he's like, I'm just gonna tell a story and I'm gonna stick to it, and I'm just gonna let my direction just be a masterpiece. And it was such a good, this is what cinema is made for. These type of movies, they're not supposed to be anything, and you're supposed to be drawn into history, into this character, and they excelled at everything. I was blown away from the moment it started till it ended. 3 hours exactly, and it was such a good movie. Like, you get the message, you get everything that's happening at the end. You walk away feeling like, wow, what a historic, insane, painful thing that happened that completely changed the game. And these are the movies that, if they're told as brilliantly as Nolan did, they go down in the history book as one of the greatest. And Nolan is one of my favorite directors, and this is the reason why. I'm not comparing this movie to any of his others, because I feel all his other movies equally have their own style, and this one is brilliance. I am going to give this movie lived up to the hype. It was epic through all degrees. I loved it. Cinematically insane, score insane, acting insane, cast like insane. Even there were A-list actors. There were so many good actors that had like maybe a line or two, and you could see the presence. They want to work with Nolan because he's such a good director. And there are scenes where they're black and white and then the color, but it plays to that story and it enhances this, man. And you're probably thinking, where's the spoiler review, man? I don't need to give you a spoiler review. This entire movie is breathtaking. And if you're a moviegoer, if you like going to the movies, if you enjoy going and having fun and just getting your mind out of the shittiness that is reality and knowing something that is history but you're not familiar with, because the history that we are taught is not completely accurate, and this might be loosely based just to be dramatic, but it was such an incredible ride. Nolan, thank you for this incredible movie. I cannot wait to see Barbie. I know Barbie's the other marketed one movie of this weekend. Have you seen Oppenheimer? What do you think? Are you also blown away and think this masterpiece of a movie is as good as I'm saying? Make sure you like and subscribe. I'm Suhe. Let's see what Barbie's about. So I'll catch you on that one. Make sure you watch my other videos. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.